Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, February the 5th, presented by Mercury. Hey, we've got a guest spot for Logan Martin and Lay Lake today with Wes Logan. We've got Lee Pitts talking about Weiss Lake and Neely Henry. And of course, Tom Ott will break down Guntersville for us. Stay tuned. We'll be back with what the guys have to say. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, February the 5th, presented by Mercury. Hey, he's a Neely Henry champion and a Bassmaster Elite Series pro getting ready for the Classic, but he's been playing a little bit. Wes Logan, tell us what's going on down there at Logan Martin and Lay Lake.
Man, we're into winter time now. Through December, it was kind of a little abnormally warm, but we've hit winter and the water temperature's really dropped. We're looking at Logan 45 to 47 degree water. I was over there the other day, and there's a lot of fish that are kind of out deep. A lot of the shad and stuff's in that 25 to 30. And you can catch some, a lot of spots on jigging spoons and stuff like that. I did catch a few cranking still. Your bite's just going to be a lot slower than it was, a couple weeks ago with that water temperature dropping. But you can still catch some good fish up on the bank, cranking a flat side crankbait and stuff like that. Shad wraps are always good on Logan. But yeah, you can catch fish out deep and shallow right now.
So when you say fish out deep, are you talking more suspended kind of fish? Are they on brush? Are they on the structure? What are you seeing?
Most of the fish I saw were suspended around the bait. I'm sure there's I caught a few white bass mixed in with some spots. I didn't catch any really big ones, but, I caught some, pound and 3/4 to 2 1/4. And it's just, you kind of just have to get out there with your electronic, 2D. If you've got any type of forward facing sonar, you can see them out there and throw to them, stuff like that. And then going as far as the cranking stuff, what I was really looking for was just little points right off the main lake that would be, right inside the current break and stuff like that.
Okay, so that covers Logan Martin. What are you seeing out of Logan Lay Lake these days?
Lay, your water temperature is going to be a little bit warmer because it's, it is south of Logan, not by much, but just a little bit. So your water temperature is going to probably be around the 48, 49. Still looking at the same thing as far as like a crankbait bite. You're going to be able to catch some on a flat side. A medium running crankbait down there below the narrows is really good. Just mainly targeting spots. If we happen to get a day where, you've got some sun out and the water's warming up a little bit, you can still catch some fish up in the grass. Either flipping, a 1 ounce, 1.25 ounce weight in some mats, or if we happen to get an abnormal day where it's rainy and warm, you can still catch some on a swim jig. But I would be looking for mainly protected pockets, that are out of the current, out of the wind. If you're going to decide to go for the largemouth, the main river more deal around the narrows and below to the dam is going to be your best bet for spots and cranking and throwing a spinnerbait and jerkbait, stuff like that.
Man, Wes, we appreciate everything. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Well, folks, make sure to put on your calendars March 11th and 12th at Bucks Island. We've got Fish Fest starting March the 11th from noon to about 6 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to have boat demos, riding the latest Skeeter FXR, riding my F205 Falcon, and then catch up with our Bass Cat team as they're going to be able to run you in that new Puma STS and a Bass Cat era. But that's on Friday afternoon. And then Saturday, we've got Fish Fest, vendor booths, free raffle, food with William Davis of Davis Bait Company, who's going to grill us up some nice fiddles. And then check out our pro seminars featuring Cliff Pace, a former Bassmaster Classic champion, Skeeter Pro. John Cruz is going to be there. Scott Canterbury will be there. Wes Logan. John Cox of NPFL, our pro staffer from there. Make sure to check everything out. Fish Fest, March 11th and 12th, right here at Bucks Island. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, February the 5th, presented by Mercury. Time for us to connect with the crappie king of Weiss Lake, Lee Pitts. He's out there braving this cold weather. Lee, what's going on Weiss Lake and Neely Henry?
Well, it's still cold. That's one of the things, but hey, it's that time of year, so we just have to get out here and bear with it and let it happen. I think you got a picture I sent you earlier. The fish are where they're supposed to be. I mean, we're seeing a whole lot of crappie right now. They're in the creeks. They're up and down, Little River's got a lot of fish in it. Yellow Creek down in the Bay Springs area. We're long line trolling today out here and getting a few bites, but for the amount of fish that we're seeing in these creeks, they're there. They're ready to start doing their spring fling. It's just, this last week with the weather situations we've had and everything that's been thrown at us, the fish really don't know what to do. They're just kind of bogged down, just waiting for things to get a little better.
What are you hearing out of Neely, Henry? What's going on down there?
Neely is it's a little more stained than Weiss right now. Still catching some fish. We're not catching the numbers down there that we'd like to, but still good quality fish. A lot of fish still out there deep. I know downriver, some of the fish are starting getting more towards the mouths of these creeks, starting to wad up down there. I was there early in the week. Water temperature, it's still good. It's in the upper 40s, so that's where it really needs to be. A little more current down there than what we're experiencing here at Weiss, but I know with the crappie guys, we're catching some good fish on Neely right now. The numbers aren't where we want them down there, but the fish we're catching is really good quality fish.
So you're seeing bigger crappie. Are they offshore? Or are they around docks? What are you looking at there?
Still offshore. A lot of these fish, they're staying out there on that river ledge, holding tight around the stumps and the brush cover out there, dropping live bait down, just kind of a vertical approach to them. And still, I'm using a lot of double rigs with the Bobby Garland products, the little stinger tails, baby shads, slab slayers. I think sometimes the color with a little bit of water stain, that color helps. You can kind of put something they can see a little bit better. And if you get it down there and that anywhere from 14, 16 foot, on some of that cover and in some of these eddy spots, we're catching some really good fish down that way.
Well, I know you can catch a few bass fishing in the same offshore areas and maybe even shallow in the afternoon. Lee, man, thanks for everything. We appreciate it, and we will talk to you again soon.
All right, we're going to get back after it, guys. See you next week.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, February the 5th, presented by Mercury. It's time for us to head on up to that big lake on the top of the mountain, Guntersville, talk to Tom Ott. Tom, I know you and St. Jennifer hit the water this last weekend. Tell us what's going on up there on the big Tennessee River impoundment.
Man, I'm telling you, Dano, the weather's not heating up, but the fishing sure is. I mean, it's getting to be that time, man. I mean, we went out, we had a really good day, just for numbers. We had some decent size to it. There were a few tournaments over the weekend that, we saw some 20-plus pound weights in there, so it's getting back to Guntersville standards. And, right now, I mean, it's hard to put the rattle trap down. I mean, it just seems to really be picking up some bites. I mean, that vibrating jig is as well, and it's prime time for a jerkbait. The fish are really setting up the way they should. I mean, between a 6 and 8 foot of water, they're just getting right. The big thing right now is just follow that bait around. When you find the bait, the fish are going to be making that migration towards their spawning habitats. And of course, these big fish are going to move first. And that's really what we're seeing. But man, the boat ramps are heating up. They're getting busy. The lake's getting busy. Everybody be careful out there. We got some big tournaments coming, and it's just about that time, guys.
Well, I know our pro staffer, Tracy Robinson, he finished second place at a BFL up there last week, and he had just under 22 pounds. Didn't talk to him to find out what he's doing, but I could guess there's a rattle trap involved, knowing Tracy. What are you seeing out of the crappie bite? Are the crappie anglers out there working?
Absolutely. That pattern really hasn't changed much over the last few weeks, even with the cold weather and everything that we've seen. The crappie they haven't made that move, into those spawning areas like they were, but they're still in that 8 to 10 foot of range of water, making their way around the bridges and piling somewhat. But, we had more success in that 8 foot of water around grass and that kind of thing. So that pattern really hasn't changed much, but the big girls are really eating good. I've heard some reports of some fish being caught deep in the creeks. When I say deep, maybe 20 foot, but those are some real big girl crappie right there.
Well, that always sounds like fun. Big fish sandwiches to be thrown together. Man, we appreciate everything, Tom. We're glad you're home safe, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, Dano, y'all be good out there. Tight lines.
Well, that'll do it for our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, February the 5th, presented by Mercury. Thanks to Tom, Lee, and Wes for sharing all their insights. Don't forget, if you need a new boat, come see us at Bucks Island. Katie and Melissa will be able to help you. If you're looking for tackle, come up to the loft and see Colin and Jamie. And of course, Pat with parts and Larry. They'll be able to help you figure everything out, and see Angela and Misty in the service department. And Israel and the guys will take care of everything that you need. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next week.